Good morning, everybody, and this is your DAX day trade setups for today. So probably a case of third time lucky, but anyway, we've got a new laptop, so struggling a bit with the file format uploads. Changed that this morning, so let's see if this works better. Well, if you can't hear me, I suppose you won't hear what I'm saying, but anyway. So at the moment, this week has been pretty much a big up and big down day. So we've had a bit of a hanging man here, two hanging men in actual fact. We've had a crossover the moving averages. We rejected this area yesterday, which was 1600, which is the key line in the sand. But look at these diversions forming here on the 8 hour. And the minute I get to the daily, you can see we've got even bigger diversions from this previous swing low to where we are now. And we've got a crossover. For this diversion in the daily to play out, we need to get above 1600 basically. So we need to build a base above there before we start getting too excited about that. So for me, we're still sideways on the bigger picture. The 8 hour has eased off. We've got huge set of diversions here. A little separation. I'm not too concerned about that. We've got an inside bar here, which is, I'm going to argue the point that it is kind of off this area here. It's not exact, but let's just pretend that we know what we're doing. And 15749 is the level that we've bounced off with an inside bar. We do have another inside bar here, so we have a potential double bottom setup, but again, we need to get above 1600 for this to play out. So everything that you're seeing here on the higher time frames is indicating do not go short. You're about to be surprised if you are short. And if you look at the 3 hour diversions as well, so you can see pretty strong diversions. We did get the move off the top as I was expecting yesterday for a leg down. We did form a lower low, but diversions formed a higher high, or the oscillators formed a higher high. So the only bearish thing at the moment is the moving averages that we are below. And I'm just a little bit skeptical because this is really starting to look like a rounding bottom formation. What the next step of this would be a higher low and then set up. So that would set up an inverse head and shoulders with 1600 being the neckline. So just get down to the game plan time frames, and you can see yesterday was a pretty solid move down. There was structure here as well that we kind of came off. If you look at my cursor right there, and that was at 59.50, which is another round number. So if you look at the oscillators at the moment, they are starting to separate. So you would be looking for, you'd be forgiven if you were looking for a rejection area here. But we threw the big one. We threw the big one, which is down here at 15.806. Next little one is this pin bar up here, right there, and you can see we're fairly close to that at the moment. After that, there's nothing really on the cards. So what exactly is the game plan for today? So yesterday, the European session, you can see, was pretty strong to the downside. Then the US session was kind of confused and moving up. Nice juicy pin bar here, but I don't think there was any structure on the 15-minute here, and I'm probably going to have to go back miles before we actually see this, if we see it. Yeah, I'm going to give it one more. I suppose that looks like it there. Nope. Okay. Anyway, so there would have been something down here that it bought off, but when you see this kind of structure there with these tails, story of three, and then you've got this massive pin bar, that's always oscillators grip the downside. It's always a bottoming pattern, and sometimes it's worth just taking a gamble at a break above that with a stop right below it. But anyway, that's a story for another day. For now, cross over the moving averages. We are flirting with a 150 EMA at the moment, so that is our trend indicator on the 15 minutes. So we want to get above it and stay above it. So rule of thumb for me today is really only going to be taking a break. So I'm looking for a break of 15.873 and retest of that. for a retest of 1600. That's kind of the view that I've got. The second one, which is going to be more of a gamble, is going to be some kind of a pullback down here to 15806, 15800 area, and if I just take that pin bar there, that's probably 15782. So that's kind of what I'd be looking at in that area. And then I'm going to move this one up to the bottom of this range bar here, because you can see that was tested yesterday and it was basically the futures high, so that would be 15841. So if we do bounce off this, then I would expect us to form a range, and then I'm only going to be taking the break of 15873. If we break this to the downside, there'll probably be a little short scalp down to this area here at 15792, but I would expect a higher low to be forming or attempt to form today for a move back the upside. So yeah, I'm very wary of jumping in short at the moment, especially when price is doing this. This is very typical of a bottoming formation forming. And if you look at it on the daily, you can see big diversions here, massive zone of support on the daily. So it's going to take a huge catalyst for us to drive lower than, well, we can still go slightly lower, but lower than, say, 15700. It's going to take something really, really big. And I'm more inclined to believe, take the lead of the oscillators on this one. Nice, juicy pullback and a stronger uptrend. I think you're going to get another assault at these all-time highs, and probably starting off with that one there, which is going to be 16331. Anyway, that's it for me. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.